I'll be talking about Sodastream Fizzi model, and I'll be talking about Sodamod paintball tanks, Sodamod adapter. What I wish I knew before I bought it, and what I wish I knew before I installed it. So first of all, I gotta tell you, I didn't follow any instructions. I kind of tried to figure out on my own, which is a pretty bad idea. So the SodaStream machine comes with the SodaStream Cartridge. This cartridge is 14.5 ounces and it costs about $30. After you purchased it, it costs about $15 to refill. You have to exchange it and you get a new one. But to be honest, like, that defeats all the purpose and all the savings for the machine. So after doing some research, there were a couple ways of doing carbonated beverages on your own. One of the solutions that I found online was purchasing a big kitchen CO2 tank, which you hook up to the adapter and then you hook up to the machine, which takes a lot of space in my opinion. My apartment's small and I don't want to deal with it. So the first thing to consider is every model accepts. So if you did decide to go with a machine and you don't want to purchase the keg, the most logical thing to do is to buy one of those Sodamod's paintball cylinders. So what you want to consider is, first of all, when you purchase, the manufacture date, because they do tend to so it says must be hydro tested every 5 years. So this one was manufactured in 19. This is a 12 ounce and I believe they sell a 20 ounce. So the way it works is you have to purchase an adapter. I know before SodaStream was the only one to make the adapters for the paintball that basically you screw it in on your paintball tank and it makes the same threading to go into the machine. So I know I purchased it for $60 because of the warranty, but you don't have to purchase it the official model. I saw a bunch of them on Amazon that are cheaper. I just I thought, if this is the guy who created it, I'm sure they know what they're doing. So the first thing you need is 1/16 Allen wrench. So before you even start doing anything, you need to get those carbonated. You can get those paintball tanks filled any stores, any paintball, any sporting goods stores. Sometimes if you call beer distributors, they do refills. Just ask them if they do a paintball refill. I haven't noticed any difference between the food grade CO2 and the regular CO2. So I'm fine with going Dick's Sporting Goods. They charge about $4 for this refill, and every 5th refill is free. So it's basically $3 per bottle, which is pretty good. I mean, it's not too expensive. So once you get them filled, well, first of all, you can't refill those because the SodaStream, they're really smart. This is their business model. They build a one-way system that you can't refill them unless you take them apart, which is I saw some videos on people using dry ice, but to be honest, I don't want to be worrying about dry ice, you know. So first thing to consider is on the Sodamod website, you can see what models fit. I know some models you can purchase older models of SodaStream that they have more room at the back to use bigger cylinders, so you get more bang for your buck. I think the 20 ounces is I believe it was $1 more. To be honest, I don't mind paying $3 for 12 ounces. It's not that much. So here's a couple things before you even start working. Make sure the manufacturer is not expired. This is the first thing. The second thing, you want to take the adapter. From the bottom, there will be a metal piece. So take your finger from the bottom and insert this Allen key wrench deep until you have it, and then you want to twist counterclockwise all the way up. So that little piece on the bottom should go all the way up and should be closed, like you can see right here. So what that means then, if you can't go any more further counterclockwise, that means that this valve is closed, which is good. So that means you can start putting it on a paintball tank. So once you start putting it on, go all the way until it's tight, hand tight. Don't go over tight, just make sure it's tight. So once it's tight, you need to open the valve. So what you need to do is you need to do the same steps, but now you just put it inside, like all the way. Since I already did the steps, make sure it's like you have you want to put a little bit firm, put a little bit pressure on the thing, and go slowly clockwise. So clockwise, go slowly until you spin, and then you will until you hear bleeding. If you hear it bleeding, go counterclockwise. So you want to close the valve. So you want to find this sweet spot in between where it's like just about to open and just about, but it's still closed. That's really important. I wish I was listening. So once you no longer hear the bleeding, you're ready to attach it to your adapter. So the first thing it's do, it's very easy to open. You just pull it from the back. You get rid of your old one from the unscrewed, and then you tighten it. So when it's tight, very important step, before you even start screwing it in, make sure that this thing is pulled out. That's I forgot to mention, really important step. Never install with your face looking down. You always want to install it away from you. Never, because this thing is has pressure and it can cause some damage. So once you're doing this twisting with the adapter, like do it from the side, like make sure that it's away from you. So just hand tight over here, make sure it's tight. So my next tip, I wish I knew before I go, take a bottle, fill it a little bit more than the line. The reason you want to do this is to see if your canister is bleeding. So you put it like this. You put it in the water, don't plug it in yet, and you can see if this little thing is creating bubbles. If it's creating bubbles without you even touching, that means you have a leak. And sooner or later, you won't have any carbonation left. So what you have to do, you have to unscrew them, and you have to tighten it. By tightening, I mean you want to go counterclockwise. So that's how you close it. Once you close it, do the same things, put it here. Make sure that you put the water. You put it under the water so you don't see any bubbles. So once it's all done, you should be ready. So the next thing, you want to drink some water. Since I was water testing it, I want to go drink some water before, or throw it out, whatever you want it. So you want to go to the fill line, which I think this should be good. So another thing I wish I knew is the cold water works best, but what you have to do is you insert it, and then you push it down. The way you know it works is if you see the gap in, from the bottom. If you see a little gap, that means this is fine. So actually, let's see. I might need I'm gonna redo this. I'm gonna add a little bit more water. All right, I'm gonna add a little bit more water because I don't think that was till the fill line. All right, so this looks like a fill line. So you see the gap. It's freely hanging. So what you want to do is firmly press the button for about 2 seconds. I was pressing really light and I didn't get any carbonation. Well, then you want to you press and hold for 2 seconds and release very firmly. And then press and hold until you hear it burping. I notice when it's making this weird noise, which I'm about to make. This is when I think this is enough carbonation. So one. You hear that? That was that noise. So you take it. You hear that noise. So you close it. You shake it, and here's your bubbles. Check this out. Boom. Looks pretty fizzy to me. Good stuff. Another thing, with SodaStreams, you don't mix any liquids. What I mean, no syrup. Don't mix any syrups when you carbonate. You can use them after, because you're gonna ruin the machine with bacteria, and you just don't want to mess with it. If they tell you don't use it, don't use it. For flavoring, I use BCAAs because I like to work out. I don't know if they work or not. I just like the flavor. So what you do is you put a little bit of BCAAs in the water, not carbonated. You just mix it up so the BCAAs are, and then you just pour it in and you can enjoy the beverage. So I hope this video was helpful for you, and don't make the same mistakes I did. I'll be leaving some links if you'd like to support. If I was helpful, you can use my link for Amazon to purchase, and I'll get some commission out of it if you'd like to support me. I hope this video was helpful, and enjoy your CO2. And I wanted to show you how many bottles of cartridges I was using. Check this out. This is all bottles. Like, it takes a lot of energy to produce those bottles, to deliver them to the store, so it takes CO2. I just didn't like the fact that I was leaving so much trash behind. So not only you're saving money, in my opinion, you're also doing good for the environment. All right, guys, have a good day. I hope I was helpful.